Garo has played with the Detroit Lions, Miami Dolphins, New Orleans Saints, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he holds a lot of records, including the most consecutive field goals, 20.
This morning's speaker's life seems like it was plucked from the pages of an American story. This Armenian immigrant, who had never even seen a football game, became an NFL record-breaking kicker over his 15-year career in the NFL. He began his love of football with the Detroit Lions and later played for the Miami Dolphins, the New Orleans Saints, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He proved his love of America when in 1969 he missed a football season to serve in the U.S. Army to gain his American citizenship. In 1980, he scored his 1,000 points and 200th field goal, and in 1981 was voted Kicker of the Decade. Football was not his only ambition. He has authored 2 books, I Kick a Touchdown, an account of his life story, and the Win-Win book, tailored to those with interest in sports, success, motivation, and teamwork. He is also an accomplished motivational speaker, has appeared on several national television shows, and served as host and commentator on several talk shows. He knows what it's like to turn adversity into success and strive for the highest levels of achievement. May I present to you Garo Yepremian.
Thursday night, I signed a contract with the Detroit Lions when they found out that I didn't have a working permit. I said to my brother, what is a working permit? He said, first of all, you came from another country, you need a green card, and second of all, you've got to have a Social Security card to work in the States. I said, well, let's go and get one of each of those things right away. Oh, he said, it takes usually about a year to get that. He said, I'll talk to the management of the Detroit Lions and see what they can do. We went to the Detroit Lions, talked to Mr. William Clay Ford. He said, don't worry, we'll take care of this. The next morning, they put me in a limousine with 2 attorneys, took me to the immigration office, Social Security office, police station. By 8 o'clock, same day, my papers were all in order. What a country. I walk into the locker room. It was a huge room. I saw all these huge guys looking for their lockers. I found mine in the corner, and I was amazed. There was a beautiful black bag with the Detroit Lions emblem on it and my name inscribed on it. I started opening it up. I was all excited to see what was in it. I opened it up, and I saw 3 pairs of kicking shoes. I had never had 3 pairs of any kind of shoes in my life. Then I saw a helmet, shoulder pads, hip pads, thigh pads, shin pads, all kinds of pads. I didn't know what went where and what went on first. But since my brother told me to watch the other guys, I said, this is going to be simple. I'll watch the other guys and do whatever they do. The first thing this 45 huge players did was to completely undress. I had never undressed in front of people in my life. But they're paying me a lot of money. I took my clothes off. I said, I wonder what else they're going to do now. I'll watch them. I stood there watching 45 naked guys. Picked up 2 rolls of tape, came to my locker. Now I'm debating as what part of my body I should wrap up. I said, if I wrap up my legs, it's going to impair me from kicking. Maybe I should wrap up something I don't use. I don't use the left arm. Took the tape and I started rolling it up all the way to my shoulder. It came out beautiful. But it was kind of odd having one arm taped. I said, maybe I should have a matching arm. So I taped the right arm. Again, a beautiful job all the way up to the shoulder. But every time I walked, it was pinching me under the arms. In the back of the locker room, it was kind of dark, but I saw a guy putting his shoulder pads on. I detected something white underneath it. I said, I guess the second roll goes on your chest. So I took the second roll, started rolling it up around my neck like a turtleneck, and I started taping up my chest, and it was coming out beautifully. I was putting the finishing touches at my waist when I heard a big roar in the locker room. I looked up. There were 45 naked guys looking at me and laughing. This is the most dangerous game in the world. You don't know what you're getting into. We advise you that when you go out there and kick off, you'd better run out because they're going to kill you. I lined up with my teammates. The opposing team is lined up in front of me. Referee's under the goalpost. I'm all nervous. I've never done this before. Just as I'm contemplating what I'm supposed to do, I hear somebody yelling from the sidelines, and I looked out there. It was Coach Harry Gilmer. He said, "Garo, I forgot to tell you. As soon as you kick the ball, come and stand by me." I said, "I guess I'm going to get killed today." Referee blew the whistle. I ran towards the ball, hit it perfectly with a nice swing. The ball was going beautifully end over end. It was such a beautiful kick, I forgot about running out. Then I realized they're paying me a lot of money. I figured part of my job is to pick up the tee. So I turned my back, bent over to pick up the tee when I heard some footsteps behind me. It dawned on me that they had warned me to get out of there. I said, "Forget the tee, save your life." I started running towards the sidelines. It felt like I was in a nightmare. My arms are moving fast, my legs are moving fast. I look behind me and I see 4 huge Baltimore Colts players almost on top of me. I ran as fast as I could. I must have ran so fast that I passed the sidelines already. And the next thing I saw was the bench. I said, if I sit on the bench, I'll be safe. I sat on the bench, the biggest roar you've ever heard in your life. I'm all embarrassed. I covered my face. A bigger roar in the stadium. I was wondering what was wrong. I looked up to see what was wrong. I was on the wrong bench. This is the greatest country in the world. I've lived here 32 years. I've lived here for 32 years. I could have gone and lived in Japan. I'd never be Japanese if I lived there 100 years. I could go to China. I'd never be Chinese. I could go to England, live there for 32 years. I'd always be a bloody foreigner. This is the only country that gave me that honor, the privilege of being an American. Never to be called a foreigner again. Gave me a home. That's why when I go to 80 schools a year and talk to our young men and young ladies throughout Pennsylvania, Maryland, New Jersey, and now in Ohio, I make sure that they understand what a great country they're living in. What a wonderful country. We have our faults. We all know that. But with all our faults, we have less faults than any other country in the world. And I tell the kids, one of the most exciting things that happens to me is when I go to a game. Of course, an exciting part is when you go pre-game warm-ups and you're good at something and you're showing off to people. But then everything stops. 80,000 people are there. Players are lined up on one side, the opposing team on the other side. Invocation is said, and everything goes silent. All of a sudden, everybody stands at attention, and the flag is being raised, and the national anthem is being played. What a wonderful feeling that is, to look up there and say, this is my country, this is my flag.